That's why Jessica Moorhouse, host of the More Money podcast, is here to help us understand our relationship with money in her brand new book. Here it is here, Everything But Money, so that we can achieve financial freedom. Jessica, nice to see you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for being here. We're going to talk about the money story in just a second, but first I want to talk about your story, because you did not go to school for finance. As a matter of fact, you went to film school, right? So how did you end up becoming a financial author?
Isn't that weird how that happens? Short story, didn't want to be a starving artist and could not figure out how to make a living as a filmmaker. That's just me. I have some other friends who graduated doing great. But for me, I think part of it too was graduating in 2009, not a great time to graduate, try to find work, and realizing I didn't know anything about money. And that's actually what inspired me to start reading and educating myself, starting a blog, and 13 years later, here I am.
You are, and in your book, you talk about we all have our own narrative when it comes to money, and understanding that is very important.
Yeah, I mean, everyone comes from somewhere, and everyone has a money story, and that really just means what are some of the thoughts and feelings and values and beliefs you have about money, and where did those come from? And usually they start really young in childhood, and if you're not aware of it, you may be bringing a lot of some of those things, lessons maybe you learned along the way from your parents or caregivers, into adulthood, and some of them may not be very good lessons anymore. We need to kind of let those go, because maybe they're preventing you from reaching some new financial heights that you don't know about.
And these are lessons maybe we weren't conscious of, that we knew we were learning at the time, that just feed into
Exactly. I mean, most of us were not sat down like, let's talk about money. From our parents, we're actually probably like, don't ask me about money. Let's not talk about it. It's like, taboo. And so we observed our parents and saw what they were doing or what they were saying behind closed doors, but we had our ear there to be like, what are they talking about? And then we became adults, and a lot of us are repeating the same patterns. Or what I see a lot is also we rebel. If we're like, I don't want to be like my parents, I want to do something different, I'm going to do the exact opposite, which also may not be so good. Okay,
so to break out of that cycle or those patterns, you have a number of exercises in the book. Can you break down for us the money story and maybe talk a bit about yours?
Yeah. Well, how much time do you have? Let's talk about my trauma. So really, it's about really understanding your origin story and your relationship with money. How was it built, so we can really deconstruct it to see what do we want to keep and what do we want to get rid of, because it's not helping us, it's actually hurting us. And to do that inner work, you really have to understand what are some of those lessons, but also what happened to you. Were there some traumatic events that either are related to money or not that may be influencing how you think about money, feel about money, and your financial decision making? When you kind of start to put some of these pieces together, then you get a more clear view of what we're dealing with. So then we can figure out what are the tools that we don't have that we need to add. Maybe we should add some therapy into the mix. Let's see what we can do to kind of heal a relationship with money.
You also mentioned moving the financial goalpost constantly does not bring about happiness. Explain that some more.
Well, that was something that I realized while writing the book, because I also did some introspection about me and my relationship with money. And it wasn't healthy. I thought it was. I thought I had everything figured out. No, not so much. I was using money as a mechanism to kind of heal some of my emotional wounds of maybe not feeling good enough or not feeling seen. And so I thought maybe if I get more money or I'm more successful, that will give me the attention that I've been looking for. And the thing is, that's just a Band-Aid. So as much as I'd accumulate or whatever milestones I was able to hit, it never felt good enough. So I would just move that goalpost, have a new, bigger goal, and then I'd reach that, still not feel good enough, and it's just a cycle. So you're never satisfied. And really, I want people to read this book and find out their own kind of moment of financial fulfillment. How can you feel good enough?
Okay, just finally, before we let you go, when we talk about a healthy relationship with money, I mean, so many of us have been battling inflation, of course, prices rising over the last couple of years. We got the talk of tariffs now and the effect that might have on the Canadian economy. What is your advice when it comes to Canadians and them staying confident when it comes to their money decisions?
Yeah, it's been an interesting couple of weeks with the tariff talk, and I know a lot of people are really uncertain and kind of scared. My book is completely about how can we really take charge of our emotions so we don't let them get in the way and make us do something with our money that may not be helpful. Like, don't pull out all your investments because you're scared. Let's keep them where they are. Let's really have a clear head, be rational. That is the best way moving forward.
All right, Jessica's new book, Everything But Money, is out now. Thank you for stopping by.